What's happening, guys? It's another train sim video today, and yeah, I hope you guys picked up some neat stuff for the fall sale. That's about the time I wait whenever I get the urge to buy something new as far as gaming goes. I like to wait until the sales for Steam. Just makes things a little more worthwhile, especially nowadays with train simulators, Trains and Train Simulator Classic getting pretty up there in age. Kind of makes the $20 DLC not really worth it in my opinion. So I like to wait till the events or the sales, and yeah, here's one of the odd ones that I picked up today, or odd for me anyway. I'm not a big diesel guy. I really don't care for diesels. I kind of find them boring, but I still pick them up because in-game goal, I want to have all the American content because, you know, why not? Some of you might want to see a review on some of this stuff that maybe either, hey, it hasn't been looked at in who knows how long, or B, nobody has ever looked at it. So we're going to take a peek at them. Oh, that's what I'm hearing. The crossing's right there. Interesting. Let's move back here a little bit so that crossing bell ain't so loud. Actually, we'll sit here and watch as this one pulls into the station. So what are we looking at today? We are looking at the Miami Commuter Rail F40PHL-2 combo pack. So this is a pack meant for the Miami to oh heck, what route is this? Miami to something. My brain gave up on me for a minute. Miami, West Palm Beach. That's the Miami to West Palm Beach. This is a pack made for that specific route, and I've had this route for a while. I haven't really gotten a whole ton of use out of it personally. I just, like I said, I like to fiddle with steam locomotives more often, and this is definitely a route you would not see steam locomotives, even heritage-wise, being used all that often. But being a southerner, we really don't have many southern routes, so I had to pick it up. I'll do a video on the route itself later on. Today we're just looking at the F40. So, what do we know about this? I don't know a whole lot, to be perfectly honest. I know the F40 as a base locomotive was a real popular locomotive with Amtrak. It was the backbone of Amtrak for a long time, and even today many commuter services still find great use out of these locomotives because they're just downright reliable, and they've been rebuilt quite a few times, especially for many of the different commuters like Miami Rail that ended up with them. They have rebuilt them more for their personal desires and uses. So yeah. What can I say history-wise? Oh, these locomotives are a little bit different than the typical F40 that we know of. The typical F40s that we see are their own locomotive. The Miami Rail F40s, the F40PHs and PHL-2s, are actually built off the frame of retired Conrail GP40s. So that's a little different. Makes it entertainingly overpowered for a commuter locomotive, to say the least. But that also means it'll pick up and run real quick. It's a lot of all engine and no weight. For those of you guys that race, you know what I'm talking about. Build up a nice powerful engine and have no weight behind it while you're essentially riding an engine. That's pretty much what's going on here. These are some Pretty powerful locomotives, pushing out a little over 3,000 horsepower with an electromotive 645 series. Interesting. So yeah, that's the more unique part of the pack. The you'll get these commuter cars, which we've seen them in a few cars. They're the Bombardier commuter cars with a cab car and coaches. They're cool, but they're not necessarily new. I think the first time we saw these was with when did we see these? Not G-Trax. Was it the G-Trax? The Chicago Metro? No. Maybe. It might have been who it was. Anyway, these are not new to Train Sim. These are in a few different packs. I know for the Los Angeles, the California commuter line, most of those packs come with these. I'm pretty sure the routes themselves come with these. So they're not new. We're looking more at the locomotive. The locomotive itself is kind of new. I mean, it's not necessarily mind-boggling new, but it's different. And by new, I mean this is new to me. This has been out for some time, since 2015, 2016. I just never bothered because, like I said, I typically shoot for steam locomotives, especially when the sales are going on. I like to have the stuff that, you know, I'll actually run before I ever start picking up all this stuff for giggles and squiggles. So, yeah, let's hop in it. Let's hop in it, listen to it, take a look at it, take a peek, see what it's like, see what we think of it. Oh, what's wrong? That's what. HUD. Because I can't drive for crap in the cab. So let's be sure our tracks are open here so that we don't run into anything on our way out. So that would be kind of bad. Kind of bad. Throw that switch so that we're on our correct track here. Oogie boogie, good to go. Hop back to the locomotive. And alright. So, in typical fashion for me, I'm going to start in the back and work my way forward. Because why not? So, right off the bat, get a cab car. Now, this is one of the consists that, the pre-built consists that you can add to the scenario. So, 4 cars and a locomotive. That's what I'm using here. So, first off, we got a cab car, and, yeah, is it terrible? No. Does it show its age? Absolutely. So, it could stand to be updated, but it's not bad for something that is 8 years old almost, 9 years old, somewhere around that area. Sorry, I don't do math very well in my head, especially on the go, but, for something that's showing its age, it's not too bad. I mean, we got some goobers like this horn, you know, just flat discs, kind of entertaining. But it's not bad. It's not great. It's not bad. I do believe these have a functioning cab. Let's pop it. Ah, we do. Now, this is older railworks in the sense that you don't have 360-degree view. Here's your range of motion right there. So, not the greatest viewpoint. It's a little frustrating, but it is what it is. Now, these were pretty top of the line for 2015. There's still not a lot going on in here, but combined throttle brake, reverser, I'm pretty sure this engine start and stop at sander, horn, spell. Somewhere there's an alerter in here. I don't know where. Didn't call windshield, cab heat, console light. Ooh, those are obnoxiously bright. So those could stand to not be on. Cab light. These are old enough that I could turn on the cab light and it doesn't take a major toll on my frame rates. Kind of nice. Major toll, quote unquote. It dropped down from with the cab lights on. We're pushing 85 frames. Turn them off. 124 to 135 frames. Maybe I'm crazy. It does take a little bit of a toll. I just don't notice it as much. I'm running at a higher frame. We got operational ditch lights. Kind of cool. It's kind of neat being able to control the ditch lights individually. I know a lot of the older models, they come on with headlights. Kind of gross, but woof. Glaringly bright. It should be, yeah, tail lights. Bright headlights. Woo! Hi. Hello there. So they're bright. They're LED bright. You will absolutely see these in the dark. I don't know a whole lot about these, so I'm not going to say yes or no as to whether or not I like them, because, like I said, I really don't fiddle with new stuff all that much, but I do think they're kind of overly bright. Kind of obnoxiously bright. But, I think that's about all you can fiddle with. Independent brake. Yeah, not much. It actually doesn't sound half bad though. The horn doesn't sound terrible. It's got a decent internal and external sound. It's got kind of an abrupt cut off if you try to do a short horn. But it's not terrible. It's definitely one of the better horns in the game, in my opinion, and at least it doesn't have that long, drawn-out loop that I can't stand. So let's hop back into our locomotive here, so that I can hop into the cars. So we do have a passenger view for the cars. Just a side to side, no crazy running around. So, a little sad. I kind of like to, I like being able to hop between lower and upper levels, but it is what it is. I actually do have a decent interior for the time period. Like I said, these are older, so they're not perfect, but they have a decent interior. The cars are decently modeled. Are the rivets? Yeah, the rivets are flat. Sad days, but you can't really tell it. Like back here, you can see the rivets, but they're not it's not blatantly obvious that they're flat. So they're passable. By today's standards, but like I said, you don't really notice it unless you're, up on it like this. Otherwise, it's alright. Some pretty decent looking, pretty decent texturing. Again, older, so some things are just kind of Photoshop textured in. We don't have any actual little objects, so stuff like that. It's just flat. So they are old, absolutely, very old for today's standards. Anyway, they're old, but again, pretty cool. Pretty different. So yeah, there's the cars. Not much to talk about. Not much to tell. Decent overall. I wouldn't say just, oh my goodness, stellar, but oh, that's interesting. Never noticed that one. The perfect line going down the top of these cars, and it's almost like two completely different colors were used. Is it noticeable? Not terribly. A little bit. It's alright. I don't hate it. So more to the point that we actually want, the part that we actually want to see, is the locomotive itself. So, again, it's an older locomotive. We're not going to bash it too hard compared to today's standards. We're just kind of looking to see how well it stands up for on sale. I think I pick it up for $7, so we're going to kind of see how it stands up for a $7 pack. Is it worth $20? No, absolutely not. On sale for $7 though, it's not bad. You know, it's got some jankiness going on. I don't know if that's supposed to be a shadow for the marker lights or what, but that kind of irks me. But oh well. Texturing's not too bad, honestly. It looks pretty decent. I mean, like I said, it's not smoke box detail, but it's not a reused F7 or SD40 either, so it's kind of that happy in between. It's kind of like early, matter of fact, I think that might be who did it, early DTM, maybe. So who? Let me consult my my notepad. It does not say published by and developed by Dovetail Games. Okay, well, I don't know who made it. It's kind of like early early DTM, like the early SD45s and such. It's about that level. So it's pretty decent. Again, if you get up close on it, you start to kind of notice the blockiness of earlier simulation, but from, you know, right about here, it actually doesn't look that bad. I kind of like the weathering on it. I mean, down here in down in Florida, you'll definitely be seeing, you won't see so much sand dust as more just kind of wear and tear dust, kind of like your car gets over time. You know, you wash it and you're not going down dirt roads or anything, you're staying on the highways constantly, but just time and the atmosphere leaves a little bit of a dusting on it. That's what this looks like. It's just pretty nice, you know, not bright and shiny new, but not overly complicated. And as honestly, compared to some of the newest stuff we have seen put out, this weathering actually looks pretty decent. It looks honestly better than some of the stuff we've been seeing that, you know, not pointing any names, but it's not too bad. Oh, cool. I wonder if this gauge moves. I should have set that up in the scenario editor. Have a fuel gauge on the side of the locomotive here. I don't know if it actually works though. Like I said, it is definitely older. You see the squared off edges. Nothing's entirely round, but that's not bad. It's not bad. Those older photo textured truck frames here, kind of a basic object and then just photographic stuck on it. Pretty decent looking. Smoke effects are a little bit old. Smoke effects definitely are showing their age. They look like Minecraft squares stacked on top of each other, so don't care much for that. Is it terrible? No. Is it great? No. So our doors do all open up for passengers to go in and out. We do actually have passengers inside and outside of the car. That's a nice little touch. Some cars, or some packs and some cars I know are kind of bad about that even now. They won't have any passengers inside. It's a little bit of a disappointment, but it is what it is. So let's hop in it. Let's hop in it. Ooh, here's where our age shows. Here's where our age shows. Goodness gracious. Is it bad? No. Like I said, we gotta kind of look at it from 2015 viewpoint, not 2022. Does it hold up to 2022 standards? No. This needs a rework. That is... The walls themselves are not too bad. The ceiling is garish, though. The walls are actually not too bad. Yeah, the green is not terrible. Not too terrible. Can you guys tell there used to be a window right here? So let's see, what can we fiddle with? What can we touch? Instrument lights. Are they as garish as back there in the cab car? No, actually they're pretty decent. That's interesting. Don't know what's going on with that. Or that, but... Is that there? Oh, no, that's already part of the gauge. Maybe that's part of the shadow going on here. No idea. Instrument lights don't look too bad. They don't take a hefty toll on my frame rates. Yeah, I lose an average of like 5 frame rates with them on. So not a big issue. Good for running at night. I know cab lights are typically the big frame rate killer, so it's helpful to have those instrument lights that don't do too much damage. We got our dynamics, power, reverse, auto. That's interesting. Auto brake, and an independent. And a horn, sander, bell. Ditch lights? Ditch lights. What's the ditch lights look like? They flash. Oh, cool. Flashing ditch lights. Not too bad. It's still definitely that old dovetail LED headlight that I don't like him. I don't like bright LED headlight. I hate it modeling and I hate it in simulation. Because when's the last time you ever went out and saw a train with bright LED headlights? Never. Are they train headlights bright? Yes, absolutely. But bright white LED? No. I don't like it. But it is what it is. Maybe there's a third-party update pack somewhere to get rid of that. So I don't like the bright LED. That's gross. Headlights. Can I touch the headlights? I can. Front. Ooh, hello. Headlights are bright. No. So the headlight hitbox and the power handle's a little bit frustrating, but it is what it is. So it doesn't look like there's a dim. Yep, no dim. So bright as can be. That's all we got. Oh well, it is what it is. What's back here? Number boards. Nope. Class lights. Nope. Extra lights. Nope. Engine start, stop. You can actually touch those. Cab lights. There we are. You see a frame rate drop. Oh yeah. 60. Around about 60 now. 114 to 90. So that's a pretty significant frame rate drop of those headlights on, or on those cab lights on. That dropped down a good 30 frames. So gross. I don't know what it is about cab lights being so intensive on the frames, but they always are. You open the doors. Nope. No doors. No doors. Now see, these plaques wouldn't look terrible if they didn't look like a blatantly obvious picture, like somebody took a photograph and then stuck it there. And not terrible, not great. Can you actually read it? Barely. And I switch, can't feel that. How's windows? Can we open the windows? Nope, no windows. Pretty basic. It's pretty basic for Almost sounds like somebody clicking a button more than anything. But hey, at least we got a sound. Dynamics off. Something I don't see. The alerter. Maybe I'm just crazy? Somebody else tell me. Is there an alerter anywhere in this locomotive? I feel like there should be. And they're clearly... Oh, there's not. There's not an alerter on this locomotive. Okay. Interesting. Did not know that. One of those oddball American passenger trains without an alerter. Different. So let's hear the bell. Not too bad inside. It's kind of nice, kind of quiet. Not too bad outside either. Oh, that was interesting. The air for the bell. It's different. Get the horn. Not bad. I don't hate it. It's definitely one of the better horns for Train Simulator to come stock on a pack. Not the typical reused. I say that it is reused. It's heard on just about every commuter rail for American Train Simulator, but it's definitely one of the better horns. I don't hate it. Now we do have a beacon up here, I think. I think that's a beacon. I can't tell quite. It's just a little yellowish cylinder, but I think that's a beacon, but I didn't see anything in the cab to turn that on. Platform, gauge, number lights. Yeah, maybe you can't turn that on. Oh well. Anywho, let's get it on the road. Brake sound's not terrible. Wide open. So the ambient sounds are entertaining, to say the least. So on just straight track without any switches or anything. So the locomotive is silent. Besides the engine idle, it is completely silent. Okay. That's different. No sound. Okay. But the passenger cars kind of have an ambient sound, and it's like an abrupt sound too. Like all of a sudden, just bam, there it is. Right there. And it's not much of an ambient. It's more of the sound of like an air conditioner running inside. So that's different. That definitely shows its age sound-wise. Horn has that abrupt ending for a short horn. Doesn't thrill me, but again, at least it's not a long loop, and at least it's a decent horn. So I'm pretty sure it's a straight shot for a hot. Yeah, it's a straight shot. So let's go through our notches here. I can't with that exhaust. It just kinda, it puffs. Now I don't know how true that is. So our first couple notches, you see our RPMs go up, but the tone doesn't change. It's like somebody turning a volume slider up. There it goes. So notch 3 there. Notch 3, that's where you start to hear our RPM change. I don't know how true that is to the real thing. I find that different. Notch 4. Notch 5. 6. 7. And 8. Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, that is terrible. Right there. You guys can hear it kind of popping. Struggling to figure out. The sound occlusion for the ambient noises on the passenger cars is horrid. But the locomotive makes no sound almost at all. So, sound, it needs some work in the sound department, without a doubt. It needs some work in the sound department, and it definitely needs some work in the smoke. The exhaust is ridiculous. But it's not bad, honestly. Not for its age. For how old this pack is, it is really not that bad. I mean, oh my goodness, it's not stellar. It's not, you know... It's not brand new DTM quality, but I say that quote unquote because some of their stuff as of late hasn't been necessarily high end, but it's not bad, honestly. Honest to gosh, it's not. It's pretty decent. We'll see how quick it'll stop. See if it's got that commuter rail. Stop on a dime stuff. Oh, we're gonna sail right on by that platform. Oh well, we tried. Not gonna lie, those red lights are kinda bright. Kinda LED like. So it doesn't feel like it's stopped. Ugh. Hello, Railworks days. That squealing as it gets below like 5 miles an hour. That's an old sound. But yeah, there it is, guys. The Miami Rail F40PHL-2 available on Steam. It'll probably drop down to $7 again around when Christmas comes around. If you guys are thinking about adding it to your list, it's definitely for $7. It's definitely one of the better packs to look at, in my opinion. It is. It's not terrible. Could it use an update? Absolutely. Does it stand up to modern stuff? It's not bad, but it doesn't. It's not. It's an incandescent flashlight in an LED flashlight world. Does it show some light? Absolutely. Is it stellar? No. So it could stand to have some updates, especially in the sound department. But overall, for $7, I think it's pretty cool. It's pretty decent. I might get some use out of it, but I don't hate commuter rail for these commuter trains, commuter routes. It's kind of nice. Gives a little more entertainment than the point A, point B passenger trains, where you get out on the line, opening up the throttle, get it to 60, and just let it sit. You just sit there pushing the alert button every 30 seconds. That gets boring real quick. So I get a kick out of doing commuter stuff. So yeah, you guys might like it. You might want to go check it out. Maybe stick it on your wish list for the next Steam sale. It's not too bad. Of all the stuff I got in the Steam sale, I think this was one of the better buys as far as DLC content goes. So there's a couple of them that I got for Railworks that didn't impress me. It didn't blow my mind. So this is definitely one of the better ones. So yeah, hope you guys like it. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you pick it up and your thoughts on it as well. See ya, boys.